Hello everyone. I hope you're well. I'm gonna do a video of my top metal albums of 2022, and I've got to say, I've researched dozens and dozens of albums, and what I would do is to take the best offs of several YouTubers, and then just go from there and research from there and listen to the tracks. Like if I listen to 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks and I really like those albums, I'll write them down and say, you know what, these albums I will pick them as the best 2022. So if I listen to 1 or 2 tracks I wouldn't quite like it, then I would just scrap them and move on to the next album. Otherwise I would be here like for weeks on end trying to research every single album, and I've just, like I said, I can't be like researching hundreds and hundreds of albums from each country or whatever, and so I just basically researched the ones that were more common or more quoted. So basically I've got 15, and believe me, I've got some honorable mentions. I don't know if I name honorable mentions or not, because that will upset some people, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to first off say my top 15 of best 2022 metal albums. SAOR, Scottish band Origins. What an epic album. For me, it's my favorite SAOR album so far. It's like playing the album, it's like you're up there in the northern mountains of Scotland, and it takes you on an epic journey again. Heads up to Andy Marshall. What a man, what a man, what an inspiration. Second one, White Ward, an Ukrainian band. The use of saxophone, it's completely out of proportion, but it fits so well on every single album. You can hear Pink Floyd influences. Obviously the black metal uses as bass, but it's so much more than just a black metal album. Highly recommended. Then Stratovarius, Survive. They did it again. You know, what a band from Finland. I love those early albums, and this one is just, the production is off the scale with immense soloing, like melodies. The voice is really epic too. What an album again by Stratovarius. Survive. Then fourth one, QUEENSRÄCHE, Digital Noise Alliance. Oh my god, what a band, what an album. Back to their original sound. It's not like extremely heavy or extremely quick. It's like QUEENSRÄCHE at their best. Then MESHUGGAH, Immutable, very heavy album with loads of they call it polyrhythms. You know, it fits really well. I mean, for me, it's one of the best MESHUGGAH albums, I've got to say. I don't know every single MESHUGGAH album, I know a few, but this one, oh my god, when I listened, I thought, oh, what a cracking album. What an immense album this is. It's a journey like through different worlds, and it's just a trip and all. Very heavy. It's not much melody there, but if you clink on to the rhythms, you know, you'd be like, it's like a big machine, very oiled, very a perfect combination of clocks and of machines, and all working together in perfection. So 6 albums, SOULFLY, Totem, Headbanger. Like, what a guitar, like really good technical guitars, really good headbanging there. A few death metal influences, but it's an headbanging album with great tracks that you can headbang. You know, they clink on, the catchy, very slammy type of tracks. And then SIGH, Japanese band Shiki, It's much more than just a black metal album. It's kind of a tradition from Scotland, from beg your pardon, from Japan. They bring on the use of different instruments from Japan. Very, very creative, epic album. I've got to say, epic album. You still have your blast beats and everything, but it's so much more than just that. Then KREATOR, über alles, KREATOR. They in some of these tracks they sort of ease off the accelerator. It's not that heavy. Some of these tracks, very great use of melody. It's actually an album that you can hear with not much fuss, with not much thinking about it. It's just enjoying the melodies, enjoying the guitars as usual. Petrosa obviously still keeps his voice at the highest peak, you know, fits so well the band obviously throughout this last like 30 years or something. So it's still a band to check out. Now a bit more deathcore, LORNA SHORE. I mean, their guitars are just immense. Oh my god, and his voice is just off the roof, off the scale. Some blast beats, which is always great, always like great. Love blast beats. So, and it's very dramatic. It's very symphonic too. So it's a really fantastic album. Then you got KORROSSIVE. Actually, I was a bit, oh my gosh, shall I pick up a thrash metal album after all it's been done, you know, in terms of thrash metal albums? It's like everything has been done already, but this band, it just takes it a notch higher. They didn't invent the wheel here, but the way they do their thrash metal is so catchy. It's so head-banging, oh my god. They've got some certain influences of death metal with some blast beats also, but it's so well done. Great production, great guitars, great drumming, voices. Oh my god, it's so catchy, this KORROSSIVE album. It's probably my favorite thrash metal album of 2022, with Toxic Apocalypse. Then Lamb of God. I was kind of indecisive. This band was never one of my favorite bands, to be honest, Lamb of God. But this latest album, oh my gosh, is just so good. It's like listening to Pantera, but modern Pantera, modern American metal, like in the vein of Machine Heads and that type of American band. But it's so well done. Oh my gosh, it's like everything works in perfection with heavy tracks, heavy guitars. The voice is like fits so well too. What an album. It's really great album. 12th place WILDERUN with their album epigone. It's so progressive, it's so vast. The landscaping here is just takes you to different places and different ways of playing music. It's still like your metal, but it's sort of different influences and everything. Not an easy listening, I've got to say. But once you like try to understand this album, it's just an epic album full of different colors and landscapes, as I said. 13th album, and I gotta say this, they're not by preference. I haven't managed to have time to put them in order like of preference, so I'm just gonna tell you my 15 best album without preference. So 13th album, WATAIN, The Agony and Ecstasy. Man, I've got to say, this is one of the best like black metal albums that I've listened, and I thought, WATAIN, it's, you know, a bit weird. It's the thing about me, I don't like to listen to very complicated albums, but this one, WATAIN, you have got to listen to this album. It's just, it's like a black metal symphony with so much changes of paces, of rhythms, of chords. It's like a symphony, an orchestra of metal. These guys are just in a different level of musicianship, and I highly recommend it. It's an immense album, and it's not over complicated. It's complicated, but you can still listen to it, if you know what I mean. Then 14th place, UNDEATH, It's Time to Rise. Oh my gosh, what an album. It's probably one of my favorite death metal albums of this year. It's not overcomplicated. It's quite easy listening, if you can say it that way, in terms of death metal, but it's just so good. It's so slimy, it's so catchy. It's like headbanging with great riffs, great guitars, and it's just so fuzzy too. So fuzzy, I gotta say. It's so smoky, if you know what I mean. It's like you listen to the album, it's like you're in the middle of a freaking smoke, you know, very dense, foggy clouds, and it's so catchy too. Moonlight Sorcery. I had to include this album because the guitar soloing on this album is just, oh my gosh, it's just from a different world almost. Of you could include some of these solos. They could be in the best like hard rock metal albums. You could, and it's so unusual because these Finnish bands, they combine power metal with black metal, and then they have yet this very melodic solos that could be in their best like hard rock metal albums, you know. And the combination of this, it just makes it so interesting. What an album too. I've got to say, all of these albums are 5 out of 5 for me. Then obviously, okay, 11 minutes. If one wants to find out, like, you know, if anyone wants to find out, oh, why didn't you include this, include this album, include that, I would have had like a much longer list, and I just didn't want to sort of make it too long of a list. But I've got some honorable mentions. I'm just going to save those honorable mentions. I think you know which albums are honorable mentions, you know, already. I don't need to tell you. So yeah, with that, Happy New Year everyone, and stay metal. And obviously I like other styles of music, but I like metal too. It's probably one of my first styles of music that I've ever listened to in my life. So, you know, Happy New Year, everybody, and stay well.